Testing, testing, one, two, three. This is a test. This is a test. All right. We're getting some audio. About to get started here. Yo, yo, Magnificent Black, what's good? Want to make sure the audio and everything is good and clear. Let me go ahead and tweet this out. They are Almighty Spartan God. What's up, my brother? Hope you're doing good. Hey, man, we're going to talk about this PlayStation slander. We're going to talk about it. I just tweeted out, so I'm going to get some people to retweet for me so we can get some people in here. Come on in, come on in. I need y'all to tell me if that audio good. All I got my phone is my phone to go by right now. Shadowstar 128, what's good, brother? Scope. Hey, you know I had to put that title in there. The Ruham was good. Oh man, my brother with that name. I am the oh man, I like this. Young boy Gip was good. What up, folks? We're gonna do some racing today and we're gonna talk about that drama with that slander, that PlayStation slander. And I want to know what gamers think about it. Is it time for us to throw Sony out to the bushes? You know, had they been doing the developers dirty, or is that just ambush journalism? You know, we're gonna talk about it. I know y'all been knowing what's been going on with Jason Schreier, and so we had Jason and then another dude named Jeff, which was the developer at Sony Ben. He's no longer there, but that would be Max. Pick a couple of tracks I'm gonna race at. Just getting set up right here. If y'all can, go ahead and share that out. We'll try to get some people in here. I'm about to race some Formula One 2020 on PC. Yeah, I know I'm hardcore with this, so yeah, we'll do Spa and then we'll do Bayron. That'll be it. I'll do those two. We'll do some qualifying. Qualifying. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. So with all this Sony drama going on, we had um the last couple of weeks. I'll say the last 2 weeks. Sony's been getting a lot of bad press. Whether you like it or not, it hasn't been optimal. Some of it's warranted, some of it's not. Some of it is just gamers not knowing what they want. Some of it is just clout chasing by certain people, and so on and so on. Y'all know how this stuff goes. It is what it is. It's all fair, right? It's all fair game. Yeah, it is all fair game. Microsoft has the same stuff. You know, they get bad publicity a lot of times. Well, pretty much most of the time. But this time it was Sony time to get that slander, you know? You know, whether it's right or wrong, they got to deal with it. Jason Schreier released an article talking about Sony being and Days Gone 2 and how they weren't allowed to make a sequel, and you know, he kind of leaked some stuff about, I guess he was told or he did his stuff. Some developers weren't happy because they weren't allowed to make Days Gone 2. They had to go help Naughty Dog. And basically, a lot of those developers supposedly now were scared that they were going to get folded inside of Naughty Dog. Now, my thing is, Naughty Dog is probably, I mean, it's definitely one of the best studios, if not the best studio in the world, as far as coming out, cranking out good, high quality, high rated, uh, you know, game of the year winners and contenders, you know. All right, that's my qualifying lap.
Fantastic. You've got pole.
I got pole, first place. Cool. Yeah, so, you know, if you're a developer, you got to ask yourself, you know, even if Sony wanted to do that, even if Sony wanted to fold that studio into Naughty Dog, is that such a bad thing? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But that was the question that was posed. Or that was something that was a rumor, right? Another thing, Sony has been known for having developers say that they give them ultimate freedom to do whatever they want. You know, they have that creative freedom. They don't hound them and stuff like that. Whereas Microsoft was known for that. And so Jason Schreier kind of bust this whole thing open. And today, I think it was today, if not yesterday, this dude, the ex head of the studio, the head developer, the lead developer over at Sony Ben, his name was Jeff. I forgot the rest. I forgot his last name.
There are tons of elevation changes with the race.
Yeah, but Jeff. So basically, he came on David Jaffe's channel and he said a lot of things. He kind of cleared the air on a lot of stuff. So some of it was good. Some of it was kind of like a gray area. You don't know if he just said that because, you know, he wasn't allowed to say what he really wanted or not. Okay, got a good lunch. I am Max Verstappen. Man, I tell you what, it's really hard racing the race and talking at the same time, but it's all good. But yeah, the guy Jeff, you know, he he said some stuff that kind of, how can I say it? It raised some eyebrows. But for the most part, I think that interview was good. It dispelled a lot of the rumors about Sony being the big bad guy, Jim Ryan being the big bad guy. For example, that one part about Jim Ryan telling the developers, "Hey, if you leak this information about the new games and stuff like that, like he said, I'll fire your ass." And that's good. You want to control the leaks. You don't want to have people in your company that's spoiling it for everybody. I remember at Guerrilla Games, Corey Balrock said like shit was like extremely tight. Only a handful of people actually knew about when they were going to release stuff, and I mean they really had that stuff kind of like clamped down when they came out in, I think it was 2016, and they told about God of War. Nobody knew that God of War was coming back then. It was kind of like we heard a little boy talking, which was Atreus, and then before you know it, Kratos came out of the shadows. So control leaks, that's great. I don't mind when the leader stopped that. I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of sour that it was leaked about The Last of Us 2 possibly being remade. That's something that's like at an E3 event you want to see. Now that kind of spoiled it for a lot of people. Now I know some of you guys, oh my God, The Last of Us 2, we've had the remake, the remaster already. I'm tired of it. Well, listen, that's you. I would definitely be the first person to spend my money buying The Last of Us remake with that Last of Us 2 engine. I mean, that game is legendary. Again, it's hard to control. It's hard to race and talk to you guys at the same time. I can't see the chat. I'm gonna check it here in a few. My Streamlabs was acting up, so I had to rely on the NVIDIA GeForce experience.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Yeah, but I think, I don't mind what Jason Schreier does. I really don't. What he wants to do is up to him, and I guess that's one way of holding companies accountable. But, I mean, some of that stuff I think he could have left out, such as The Last of Us.
It's time to utilize some of this energy.
It's really kind of, man, you just spoiling some internal stuff that gamers, it affect gaming. That's the only reason we care. I'll be honest, all that stuff between him and Jeff and what they said, I could care less. As long as Sony keep bringing me the bangers, that's all that matters. Days Gone, great game. Came out buggy, came out, glitchy. It killed them in the Metacritic score department. Any game that's buggy, I mean, look at Cyberpunk. They should have been dinged for that. Don't release your game until it's fully ready to release. Simple. Do not put it in reviewers' hands until it's ready to be reviewed. Don't tell them, we got a day one patch coming. No. Give them the day one patch early. Give them what gamers are going to have. Don't give me some broken junk and then tell me to hey, take this and review it and give me a good score. Like, come on, man, this shit is broken. I'm falling through floors. My save file is breaking.
The gap between you and the car behind is increasing by a significant amount each lap. Good job.
This is one of my favorite tracks, so kind of why I'm dominating on it. But so again, I don't mind what Jason Schreier did. Some of the information that he did come out with, maybe he, it was almost kind of irrelevant to the rest of the stuff. That's just like saying, hey, we're getting a new SOCOM. Well, he found that information out, keep that to yourself. Sony, now Sony's going to be forced to show us something that could be too early or possibly cancel, or they can't bring it, they can't make the presence or present it the way they want it to, We all go back to that E3 2016 or E3 2017 when Sony just nailed it out the park with God of War and some other games that we really were just shocked about. The Last Guardian and stuff like that. But that's not the problem that I have with Jason Schreier. That's water under the bridge. Somebody said it perfectly when they said, look, Jason asked a bunch of people, whether it was inside the studio or not, he had his internal sources or somebody told him something and he went with it. Now, whether the information was accurate or not, we'll never know until Sony speaks on it, which they probably won't speak on it. That's how companies do. Got DRS. I'm leading by a good distance, so I can afford to slack up. But this Jeff guy, some of it is, PR talk. He can't say a lot of stuff, so he used that I can't confirm nor deny type speak. And he definitely couldn't speak about Naughty Dog because he doesn't work with Naughty Dog, and he said so himself. But he did, one thing I learned from his interview is he vouched for Jim Ryan and Herman Holtz. He met those guys. He talked to them before. He vouched for them. He vouched for PlayStation. He said that he had no worries. So he didn't have much negative to say. But when you read Jason Schreier's article, a lot of people took that as, I know how a lot of gamers were upset about, oh, you working these guys to death. They're working long hours, the whole overworking thing.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top
Yeah,
draw
so
to take the win for Red Bull today.
I think a lot of the stuff that Jason said was dispelled. A lot of it was good. A lot of it was, was confirmed. But I think for the most part, a lot of people don't care. Rate was good. Brian Carter, what's good, my brother? Iron Fist, what's good? Adrian. Cole Eastwood, what's good? PS Gamer. T. Harris, what's good, brother? Uncompetitive. Sam. Cyber Dragon, what's good? Yeah, man, I'm gonna make you a mod, Cyber Dragon. Appreciate that. Brian Carter, I'm gonna make you a mod as well, my brother. Umar was good. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Jeff. Sorry, Jason and Jeff. Sorry, I was racing and I couldn't see the screen. Again, my Streamlabs OBS is down, so
Now,
I don't
Mr.
have the
Starsound,
overlays
who
and
would you
stuff
say
like
is a
that.
contender for driver of the day.
Daniel Ricciardo certainly impressed me today.
Key Mac was good.
Well, Ants, an end to another fantastic weekend.
Black
of racing.
Ghost, Slay,
Thanks to
what it
everyone who
do?
joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
For you, some of the highlights. Yeah, but again, I think Jason can do, what he needs to. I guess that's his job, or that's what he like doing. He interviews a lot of people. He does his journalistic thing and get inside information, get the inner workings of Sony and stuff. But a lot of stuff was dispelled, such as Sony not giving them the creative freedom, or they canceled Days Gone 2 for them to go work on some Naughty Dog stuff. That was dispelled. That was not the case. We didn't get any clarification if we're going to get a Days Gone 2 or not. So again, a lot of it is he say, she say, or my sources told me this and my sources told me that, and that's not always the case. But at the end of the day, it's a corporation. Whether it's Microsoft or Sony, they're gonna do what they do. As long as Sony keeps making the bangers and giving me what I want, you know what I'm saying, then I'm good. Thus far, according to David Jaffe and everyone else, they have some of the best managed studios in the world. And it's true. It is true. They got the bangers. I'm just ready for this new God of War. DRS. Come on. DRS. If y'all don't know what DRS, that's when your rear diffuser or spoiler, that's when it opens up and allow more wind. So it basically reduces the downforce. Formula One has various areas that allow you to do that. You can't do it in turn because it removes your downforce, Yeah, that was a crappy run. I don't care.
Really pleased.
Oh, I got first place. Okay. But prior to this whole Jason Schreier stuff, a lot of people kind of came out and was like, "Oh, Sony got to have an answer for Game Pass. They got to have an answer for Game Pass. They're getting left behind because of this and this and that." And I'm like, "Look, man.
And with qualifying complete, let's review.
It is what it is,
Verstappen, Hamilton.
If Sony decide to bring a Game Pass competitor, let's say boost up PS Now or PS Plus or something like that. If they decide to do that and put their games day and date and make it $15 a month and throw all their IPs and stuff in there and stuff like that, then it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that.
Bahrain international circuit.
You're gonna piss off some people, and then you're gonna gain some new people. But I'll tell you what, if Sony decided to do that, that ineffectively would render Game Pass useless. I mean, it's just gonna be like a, it'll be just like how Xbox and PlayStation is now. Sony just has the IP. They have the games. They have the studios. They just have what gamers want. You know, they're working on it, but it is what it is. This first turn is the hardest. I got 5 laps of this. And again, I have to remember the track, so I like this track, but after you race so many different tracks, you have to remember them all, you know. Okay, my DRS. We saw Jason Schreier. He did a thing on, what was the company? CD Projekt Red. And y'all know that was nuts, right? So I mean, it was just Sony time to deal with the, you know, I call it the ambush journalism. You know, people love the gossip. They love the bad news, or I wouldn't even say bad news, just unconfirmed news. Y'all remember how Jason said so many people at Naughty Dog, like, they were gonna leave after Last of Us 2 because they got overworked and stuff? What happened to all those people leaving? They were so disgruntled with Naughty Dog. Like, and you know, I could care less about what the guys say or whatever, but I'm just talking in general. This is what happens. Got it. Um, 137 is my best. I'm breaking early up here, so I'm unfamiliar with that part. Now here, if Sony, if they come out and respond and say, yeah, we're not making Days Gone 2, we're gonna focus on something else. You know, or if they even confirm The Last of Us 1, do y'all think they're gonna just drop a trailer and say, hey, look, I mean, what are y'all thoughts? What do y'all think they're gonna do? Should they respond? Sometimes the response can be bad, can be worse than just not saying anything, not confirming anything.
Let's use overtake and burn some of this energy.
Okay, I'm gonna use some of my curse. I'm gonna be honest. I think Sony shouldn't say anything. I think if they say something, people are still gonna. It won't matter. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it'll matter. People already got what they wanted to get out of the story this week. If Sony does a state of play though, that'll take your mind off of everything. That's what Sony normally does. With bad news, they'll follow it up with some more games or announcements or something, you know. As they should. You know. Like Jim Ryan say, we'll shut up and let the games do the talking. Come on. Ah. I missed my turn there. It's okay. Oh no! No. Oh man. See, when you're not paying attention when you live streaming, stuff like that happen. Luckily, I got time to catch up.
This is your final lap of the race.
Man, I can't believe I made that mistake. I know y'all seen that.
The car behind's catching you at a rate of about 2 seconds a lap.
My tires messed up too. Come on, baby. Catch up with these fuckers.
Gap to car in front is 1.9 seconds.
I'm not gonna get it. I messed up big time. That was my fault. Oh well. I make podium. Yeah, but I think Sony shouldn't do anything. Show some games, get people back talking about you. Give away some free shit. People always love free shit. Ooh, I messed up there. My DRS. Yeah, I messed up, but it's okay.
We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Gaming with Junior was good. Was good.
So, another
Yeah, buddy, Tommy Bull. Good games heal the nation. Kelvin, he said Sony doesn't need to prove anything.
Well, I think it was clear
Well, it's true, you know, it's up to them.
Today, speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races. And we saw
Yeah,
that
if you
today.
feed it, it's going to drag out. Again, next week,
After an excellent performance
somebody
in
will,
Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be
you know,
plenty of celebrations tonight among
somebody
the
else will be the
Mercedes
next
team, and they
hitman. You know,
certainly
just
deserve
let it go. Next week, we'll be talking about something else. Jazz, my brother, was good. Yeah, he said Jason tried to paint this as a negative light and the other side showed that it's not bad. That's true. Tommy Bull, yeah, get GT Sport. Get that, you'll be good. Now, This is one thing that
Let's focus on the driver of the day.
I want to talk about as well. When people said, when they found out that they were canceling Days Gone, or the rumor was they were canceling Days Gone 2, I remember people calling that game trash for quite some time, ever since launch. They said, oh, not another zombie game, it's trash. Nobody fucked with the game. I thought it was great. The game was just buggy at the beginning. It took them a few weeks to get that patched up and get that going, but it was good, you know. Great freaking game. I do think it went on too long. They could have chopped about 5 hours off of it. It just drug on too long. Now, with that being said, a lot of people didn't care about Days Gone. But those same people are mad. And I'm like, wait, y'all, I'll call it fake mad. So y'all fake mad that we won't get a sequel to a game that you didn't buy or play anyway? That game was free in PlayStation Plus, and a lot of gamers still didn't mess with the game. Now, we know that a lot of these people are the cappers, right? They're the people that cap. But still. And here's the thing. If Sony fit the bill for that game and that game didn't give them what they wanted, now, whether they made their money back and whether we think it's successful, if Sony says, look, I want you guys to make a different game, that's Sony's priority. You can't force a person to make a sequel to a game. You know, maybe they invested a lot in that game and they were like, look, we, you know, come back with some other ideas about something different. Maybe this is not a game that we want to keep pursuing. Maybe they said, you know what? We only want to have one zombie game. Maybe The Last of Us is that zombie game. Maybe they're tired of having multiple zombie games or something. I don't know. I'm not inside of Sony, and I'm not going to try to pick their brain on what they saw. But I remember a lot of people calling it trash. A lot of people call Days Gone trash. Those are just the facts. That's all I heard. Oh, that's trash. That game trash. That game trash. Now all of a sudden, no, we want a sequel. Man, fuck out of here. Another thing too is the Last of Us 1 remake. Like, people saying, oh, they already remastered that game, and it's like, dude, if they're gonna take the original story of the game, use the same engine as they did The Last of Us 2, you know, and build it for PS5, like, why are you so mad at that? Like, why are you so against that? That's crazy. Everyone says The Last of Us 1 is the better game. You know, a lot of people say it, you know. So why wouldn't you want that? That was crazy to me when I found out the news that they were even working on The Last of Us 1 remake. I'm ecstatic. Look how good Final Fantasy 7 remake was. Look how good Demon's Souls remake was. Why would you not want these games? That shit crazy. Like, I don't understand what the gamer wants. What some of these gamers want. Like, really, what do y'all want? Yeah, Tommy Bull. Vaughn, it is fake outrage. It's always fake outrage. It's always fake outrage. That's like, it's slow news week. Anytime there's slow news, people gonna make some news. And guess what? It has been a slow news week. And maybe that's why Jason Schreier decided, hey man, it's a slow news week. Fine, I get the whole week to myself. Let me drop this. But at the same time, you know, for a lot of the Xbox fanboys that was out there jumping on it, Microsoft didn't invest into games for 3 whole years. They canceled a bunch of studios and a bunch of games, and y'all said nothing. They launched the Xbox One X with no games, and y'all said nothing. Then they turn around the next generation and launched 2 consoles with no games, and y'all said nothing. So the audacity for y'all to even have an opinion on the situation is crazy to me. Keep it real. You know, a lot of people, oh, Sony scumbags. They scumbags. They didn't let that team make a sequel. I'm like, who's fitting the bill? Is that developer fitting the bill for that game? Or is Sony? They gave you a Knack 2, right? They gave you a sequel to a game you weren't even asking for. They tried that. People, you know, and then Sony came, the report came out, well, Sony's going to make less smaller games, and they're just going to focus on big blockbuster AAA, which is music to my ears, right? Now you have to outcry, oh my God, Sony needs to focus on smaller indie games and AA games. How dare they? I'm like, didn't they just have a state of play? Didn't y'all just call a state of play trash because all they showed was indie and AA games? I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing here? Like, make it make sense. Sony gave you VR. You know, they gave you the PlayStation VR. They gave you, you know, Astrobot. They gave you the big stuff like the Miles Morales, The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima. That's new IP. You know, they gave you the marketing deals for a lot of games. They showed you Sifu. They showed you Kina. So they're supporting every single game under the sun. But when they show you the small games, you say it's trash. You know, and it's, I don't get it. If they show you something big, you got a problem with it. If they show you something small, you got a problem with it. I mean, the whole last gen, they gave you big and small. Now they're saying, look, I'd rather give big, you know, more bigger games than the smaller games. Of course they're going to keep making smaller games. They didn't say they was going to stop. It's just the focus is going to be on the big stuff, the stuff that, you know, sell consoles. What's the problem with that? What's wrong with that? Like, did we really? And listen, let's face it. I'm calling it straight bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. That's just what it is. There's no way you can justify any of that. You know, some of the biggest games Sony had were smaller indie games. They just showed you Sifu. That game looked awesome. It's from a small indie team. They moved Yoshida from his position for him to focus on the small games like Kina and a bunch of other small ones. Little Devil Inside. That something Valley High or High Step, whatever that stuff is. They also giving you a sequel to God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, Spider-Man. I mean, like, dude, what are we doing here? Gran Turismo 7. They're giving you something for everybody, and yet that's not enough apparently. Verge Brizzle, my brother, was good. Big facts, Cornvo. We got Sackboy, right? They even brought back The Last Guardian. You know, they didn't have to give you that game. Shadow of the Colossus. Like, come on, man. What are we doing here? There's something for everybody. But again, like I said, when it's slow news week, that's what we get. People start acting crazy and coming up with all the fake news when that happens. Lincoln Clay, what's good, brother? Yes, sir. I was busy earlier, so now I decided to go live. I'm playing F1 2020. I did a few races. I'm just setting up some replays so I can kind of, talk with the chat. My damn OBS Streamlab is having some issues, so I'm doing it the old-fashioned way with the GeForce, with the GeForce experience. Yeah, man, it's crazy, man. It's just I don't understand it. Sometimes I don't know what gamers want, right? Immortal Black, what's good? Verge Brizzle, facts. You when you got everything, you can play everything. But I just don't know, on the Xbox side, I know what gamers are asking for, right? They want big blockbuster IP. They had a lot of smaller games, a lot of indies and stuff like that for quite some time. And Microsoft has invested. They're in the studios. Word came out is a lot of those games that Microsoft been cooking on are years away. I'm talking about years away. So I'll probably do a podcast tomorrow to talk about that. But when it comes to PlayStation, there's something for everybody. They're giving you everything. And some gamers are still like, nah, I want the small shit. And then when they give you the small stuff or show you state of play dedicated to the indies and the double A's, then you say, man, the shit is trash. I don't want that. Show me the big stuff. Then they show you the big stuff and then you complain. So Immortal Black was good. No, man, listen. So I'm this mic. Yeah, what happened is I'm running that GeForce. It's called GeForce something, but basically it removes all the background noise. I got two fans right here. I got two fans, a fan over here, and that keeps me cool while I'm racing because it can get hot and stuff like that. And so it blocks out all of the fan noise, all of the vibrations of the wheel and all that stuff. And so with that being said, it cuts out some of my voice. And sometime in some pitches, it has the voice kind of talking like I just got a root canal. I need to tweak it and change it, but you may start hearing some hissing noise. You may start hearing some of the background stuff, or when I shift, you may start hearing the clinks and the clunks and stuff like that. Yeah, Tommy Bull, Forspoken. Great, man. Great. Can't wait for that game. Can't wait for that game. All right, Verge Brizzle. Yeah, I was just kind of letting them know, man. I've been, I heard in one of these last videos that I did, I heard what he's talking about. It sounds like I was eating something, and like I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I had a mouthful of food. It kind of sounded like some of my words are missing, like I'm talking with a lisp or something. And so I said, yeah, I need to tweak that setting. Jacob Ball, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm looking forward to Gran Turismo 7. I'm a big racing fan, man. Yeah, I don't know if you notice or not, but yeah, racing's my deal. Yeah, racing's my deal. So Gran Turismo 7, I'm waiting on that. Shout out to Lincoln Clay in the chat. He's Lincoln. Nah, F1 doesn't support VR. I wish it did. Hopefully next year's, it's coming out in the summer. Hopefully that one does it. But Gran Turismo 7, followed by God of War, followed by Horizon. There's just a lot of games that I'm looking forward to. What else? Jacob says PS4 didn't have good games until 2015. Maybe so. Yeah, I mean, I could dig it. Right? You had Resogun, you had Killzone and stuff like that didn't really set the world on fire. You had your multiplass, and then it was the big wait. Once Bloodborne dropped, that was a wrap. Then followed that Bloodborne up by Uncharted and Ratchet and Clank and some of the other games, and 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 they didn't look back. This time, I think Sony was more prepared with the games. They launched with seven exclusive, seven console exclusives. Um, you know, they just had games ready. So Microsoft launched with nothing. Then we finally got the Falconeer. Then we got the Medium. You know, so they were kind of caught off. I guess wouldn't caught off guard, but their games weren't ready. Yeah, Mortal Black. Microsoft is changing the narrative, right? And a lot of people listening with the Game Pass. They're not really talking about the games; they're talking about the service. They're marketing the services. And so far, they have two games that are coming that are good. Prior to that, they didn't have really any good games inside of Game Pass. Big facts, Lincoln Clay. Man, we're gonna be on that GT7. That's gonna be it, man. Jacob, yeah, I do believe Sony's holding a lot of stuff back. But you got to realize because of COVID and stuff like that, they've announced a lot of shit. And a lot of those games haven't released yet, and they're still waiting. So they probably got games that are finished or close to being finished that they won't announce until the end of the year or next year because a lot of their games hadn't came out yet. God of War, I think, got pushed back. Horizon is still on track. I don't know if it's gonna, if it's gonna make it. They still got a lot of third party deals, a lot of second party deals, a lot of first party games to come. Gran Turismo 7 been pushed back to next year, so I mean I screamed and yelled when that happened. I stream the Medium, the Falconeer, and all. Y'all know me. I stream all that shit. Um, I don't know. I mean, God of War. I mean, when that game comes out, obviously I think it's going to be game of the year, no matter what game drop. Whenever that game drop, that game is going to be epic. We finally get to see Thor. We finally get to fight Thor. That shit's going to be crazy. And can't wait. I'm unfamiliar with this track. Yeah, I gotta learn this track. DRS. Man, this course is known to have polyps. It's just its design. Yeah, God of War is going to be that game, man. Okay. My personal best lap. So at least I got a ghost car to race with. Um, Again, I don't think Sony should say anything about the whole Jason Schreier issue. I think they just need to let the games do the talking. Focus on what they they focus on the best. Listen, they've been raking in record profits, record revenue. Gamers are buying their games. They're buying their products. I think for the most part, a lot of gamers are happy. I'm waiting for that patch that's going to unlock the expanded storage. So they're going to do that this summer, supposedly, or this spring. Um, yeah, if I was Sony, that's what I'd do. If I was Jim Ryan, I wouldn't respond. Let them, they're going to talk about you no matter what you do. Apple gets it all the time, right? When you're the leader, that's what happens, right? If nobody's talking about you, you're not doing your thing. Sony needs to just keep doing their thing. You know, taking care of their studios, taking care of their people. That's all that matters. Big Cloud was good, my brother. DDP was good. Yeah, I think he saw some changes coming, and when you're the lead developer and stuff like that, that's fine. I mean, this guy will go and have a great career. He moved over to work on. I forgot where he went to work on. Yes, sir, Militant Rebel. That AccuForce Pro. Yes, sir. Big big facts. Force the direct drive, man. Yeah, right now I'm using this Cube Controls rim. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but has LED screen. It says Formula One 2020. Has all the controls and everything. Pedal, the pedals, the two clutch pedals. It has the scroll buttons. I mean, it's fully carbon fiber. It's a real thing. So Furge Brizzle. Nah, see, here's the thing, right? Apparently, Guerrilla Games, Naughty Dog, and all of those developers, they have multiple teams doing multiple things. So I think they were taking like one team to do this and one team to do that, yada yada yada. Yeah, Jacob, Uncharted 5. When that came out, when it was talking about new Uncharted, I'm like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, here's the thing: when are these games going to drop? Sony hasn't put out the games that they announced already. So, I mean, will they have to push some of this stuff back to 2023? You know what I'm saying? Like, one thing we know, Sony has a lot of games stacked and ready to go, or at least it's already been, talked about, is already being developed and stuff like that. We know they're working on some shooter. We know they're working on a bunch of stuff, man. I don't know. So it seems like they're ready for whatever's going to happen. Whatever Microsoft or Nintendo come up with, they're ready from a software standpoint. PS5 is breaking records. Even during COVID, it sold more than the PS4. It sold more than any console, in history or whatever. At least in America, faster than any console in history. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know. But this generation, I do believe it's going to last a lot longer than the previous generation, only because of COVID. Right? They haven't been able to ramp up the products the way that they need to because of shortage, because of COVID and all that stuff. They haven't been able to, all of these games like God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo, all of those games were supposed to come out this year, 2021. They had 2021 release dates on them, but because of COVID, right, pushed it back. Now I'm not sure if that's to get the game ready or it's because they want to have certain, maybe they predicted, hey, we would have 15 million consoles out in a while before we drop these games. Why drop God of War when you only have 4 million people out there with a console? And by the time you do that, it already been spoiled on, somebody was streamed it and spoiled the game and it's stuff like that. But one thing we know with Spider-Man Miles Morales is it's being number one and number two in consistent sales week after week. And according to Benji Sales, that's because the more people get their hands on a console, the people basically, to sum it up, people were waiting for the PS5 to buy Miles Morales. I know that, shout out to my brother Post Up, man. They said that Miles Morales underperformed, and it didn't. It's just a lot of people were waiting to get the next gen version of it, and that's proving it by it selling like crazy and constantly being number one and number two on NPD week after week after week after week. Yes, sir. Yeah, they listen. The standards for Xbox guys these days is so low. Like, seriously. Like, anything to them, anything Microsoft does, such as finally getting two games and putting it in Game Pass, and they declare victory. Oh my God, we got MLB, we got Outriders. That's it. We won a generation. See, that bar was so low. You just got two games, two new games, and you declaring victory. But Sony can launch with 7 games, right? Great games, not Tinky Winkies, but you got your Demon Souls, you got your Spider-Man Miles Morales, you got your Sackboy, stuff like that. You got your Astrobot, and they don't get credit for none of it, right? It's because Sony's standard is so high, and Xbox, shall I say, the standard is so low for Microsoft where they can just fart and it's like, oh yeah, we won. They are trying to make up for last generation. That's what they're doing. Big facts. Y'all remember when they showed Hellblade 2 trailer? When they I showed the original Halo trailer, and they were trying to proclaim, oh, that's gameplay. No, even the Forza 8 trailer, oh, that's gameplay. That's game. It's like, dude, come on. Come on now. Microsoft has a track record of not delivering any of those visuals, so stop it. Whereas Sony, on the other hand, However they shit look, that's how the game's gonna look. I remember they showed Uncharted, and the game actually came out looking, according to Digital Foundry, the game came out looking better than the CGI trailer. So, it's that proven track record, Yeah, DDP. People talking about, oh well, ain't no sense of buying either console because now one of them got games. Like, stop that, stop it. It's not equal. Trust me, it's not equal. PlayStation has games. Xbox literally does not have any next gen games. Stop it. PlayStation has next gen games, features, services, and everything else. Like, it's not the same. And they're gonna go say, oh, but there's an old Demon Souls is a PS3 game. Like, stop it. Stop it. What are we doing? They giving you, Xbox gave you all the 360 games that you played and you bought previously. And y'all treat those like it's brand new IP. But then when Sony make a whole new remake, a next generation remake, taking full advantage of every single piece of the hardware, then you try to go and say, oh, that's old, that's nothing. They don't get credit for that. Like, come on, what are we doing? Yeah, I know Sony's not going to be at E3, but as usual, they have their show, right? They're going to have a state of play or some kind of PlayStation Games Week or something like that, and they're going to show some new stuff. Yeah, that's me. See, listen, as usual, right? Anytime people try to run with a narrative against PlayStation or against Sony, what happens? A week later, they have egg on their face. It happens so much, right? That's why it's crazy even having this discussion. It really is. It's crazy even having the discussion. There's no sense of having a discussion. Rome Rush, what's good, my brother? Listen, Tommy Bull, Insomniac already used machine learning from the GPU. Already used the PS5 machine learning inside of Spider-Man Miles Morales with the new update. It has muscle flex. You can actually see the muscles move and contract and expand and stuff like that inside the spider suit. So if y'all hadn't played Spider-Man Miles Morales for a while, go ahead and pop it in again. Scrits, big facts. PS5 is just built different. Y'all notice how everything the Xbox guys tried to use against PS5 and Sony, how it backfired? Y'all remember they said it was overheating, it was underpowered, it had RDNA 1, the SSD was slow, and all kind of stuff they did to shit on it. It was 8 T flops instead of 10 some T flops. Now all of these multi-plat games look better and run better on PS5, and they want to say wait for some tools. It's a fact. They're always waiting on something. That's me, see. Yeah, man, I appreciate you. Thank you for coming rocking out with me, brother. I appreciate all y'all support, man. I know I've been lazy recently with not putting up some content and stuff, and I'm juggling some stuff. I'm on Next Gen's on his podcast over there, with the rest of the broadband bullies. I've just been busy doing a lot of stuff. I'm working on this whole esports team, this whole esports stuff. Shout out to Lincoln Clay. He's part of that team now. He's a new member of JW Esports Racing Team. So we're trying to do some big things, man. Impatient 5, my brother, came through. Thank you, brother. Yeah, they're gonna damn. Listen, I don't know if y'all saw it, but they came out and said that all of those games that y'all waiting for from Bethesda and from Microsoft to release, like Hellblade and all that stuff is years away. They're talking about that we won't see a lot of those games until either the end of this generation or early next generation. A lot of this stuff is just now getting. I mean, dudes are still building the studios. They're still working on buildings and stuff. So you got to be in there for the long haul, man. They already promised you a lot of stuff last gen with the Xbox One X, and you got no games that really, that really didn't work out. So I don't know. I don't know. So if you waiting, if you think some stuff is finna get ready to jump off, uh, they got stuff like the Ascent and stuff, the little smaller games that may or may not come out this year. But Halo, I think that's gonna be what it was. It's gonna do what it does. It's. I don't think. I think the damage is done on that game. With people leaving and them having so many issues and it coming out the way it was gonna come out. I don't know. Godspeed to that game. Well, Rome, see, that's the thing about it, right? What were they doing before? You got to realize Microsoft bought all of these studios and stuff. These people, a lot of those studios was about to go out of business. Ninja Theory I mean, they were going to go out of business. Some of these other teams and studios were going to go out of business. Even Bethesda itself was hurting for money. They weren't in a good place. Now that's according to Jason Schreier and Jeff Grubb and the rest of them. Microsoft got a lot of these people for a steal. Listen, I hope Obsidian and Playground and all. I hope they, on their new games. I hope their games come out good, high quality. Kind of like Sony quality type games. It's just that we don't know until they release something. We don't know. You just don't know. Yeah, well, I wouldn't say Microsoft was dumpster diving, but I mean, they weren't just going out buying like the cream of the crop. They bought stuff that could pad their portfolio. I think it was good. I don't think it was bad by any stretch of the imagination. I just think that again, like David Jaffe said, it's just like Sony nurtures their studios from within. They build them from scratch from within, and they've had years to master and get their craft, to work like a well running engine. Microsoft is trying to use money to buy stuff and hope they meld together. Yes, Grits. That's what I was talking about earlier. I kind of did a little rant. What do gamers want? You give them big blockbuster AAA. You tell them you're going to give them, more of what they want. The big blockbuster, God of War, Uncharted, Spider-Man type stuff. They complain. They want the small stuff. Oh well, we want the small. We want the indie to AA. Give us Days Gone too. Give us the Tinky Winky. But then when they show you a state of play, everyone say, "Oh, that's trash." All they showed was Kina. All they showed was Sifu. All they showed was this, it's like, come on, man, what do you want? Big facts. Dark Side of the Light. Adrian, yeah, man. You listen. It didn't. Naughty Dog didn't get to be the best studio in the world overnight. It took years of mastering their craft and putting their team together and having them meld together. Same for Guerrilla Games. Same for Insomniac. Same for Sony Santa Monica. Same for all of the other stuff. And let's face it, Japan Studio, they worked on what? Knack. They worked on some VR stuff and some other stuff that wasn't cutting the mustard. They helped out with Blue Point. They helped them kind of keep some stuff original with some stuff, but they hadn't really put out any big AAA games themselves. So they just fold that team onto to another team. So it does look like Sony's just like, look, man, let's cut the fodder stuff and let's focus on what gamers really want. Let's get these consoles in some households. The Tinky Winky stuff, the Knacks don't sell the consoles. It don't. The Spider-Mans, the God of Wars, the Uncharted, that put the consoles in the households. Listen, and again, everybody has problems from within. Everybody, every team, every company. But as a gamer, do you really care what's going on inside them as long as they're giving you the games? That's all that matters. We're consumers. And I hate to say, but at the end of the day, money talk, bullshit walks. If Sony says, hey, we're going to close the studio and fold them into one of our other big premier studios, let that be that. Let that be that. Yeah, and we're customers. That's the problem, man. We forget our place. We forget that we shell out $60, $70 for these games. That's not our job to go and worry about their business deals. I could give two shits about how much the studio makes or if this person got hired. Look, what game are you making and when does that game come out? So I can pre-order it. That's it. That's all I care about. All these dudes worrying more about the inner working. And I notice it's mostly Xbox guys. They only care about the inner workings and these particular people inside the studio that's going to do this. They've been doing it since last generation. They've been talking about it, and it has given them zero results. And see, I'm pretty sure it will. Sony's a smart company. They didn't become the number one gaming company in the world. By doing stupid stuff. They learned, according to Jim Ryan, that fear of the PS3 days is what keep them grounded. It's what keep them grounded. That was good to hear him say that. They still have that fear of the 360 days. So that kind of keeps them from repeating it. Yeah, listen, Black Frost, I agree, man. A lot of these dudes are talking about, oh, we got so many studios and this. It's like, motherfucker, where that game's at? Don't tell me how many. It's not the quantity, it's the quality. Microsoft always had a lot of IPs, but most of them were dead and most of them were trash. I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about the shit that they care about. I don't care about Jim Ryan. I don't care about Herman Holtz. I don't care about none of them. But I do care about them bangers. As long as they got the bangers, I'm gonna be there. If they stop having the bangers, I'm gonna go wherever the bangers go. Listen, Jim Ryan has been with Sony forever. He was in charge of Europe. PlayStation is the number one brand in Europe. He made it number one. Whether you like him or not, it is what it is. Again, I could care less about him or Herman Holzer as far as like their business dealings. That's not my job. My job is to figure out what games they got coming out, and hopefully that quality stay the same and to buy it and play it. But some of these guys get so enamored with these executives, Aaron Greenberg and Phil Spencer and Satya Nadella and stuff. They get caught up in that stuff, and it hasn't bared any fruits for them. Loving, what do you call it? Loving Phil Spencer, right? Has not brought you any bangers. Here it is. Next generation, still no games. Bless me. You got two new consoles and still no games. Now, what the hell? Why can't we focus on that? Get the games first. You worrying about all these hires and all these studios. When are these games coming out? That's the big question. Will those games be higher than that yellow 69 Metacritic score? Listen, Game Pass is not a bad deal, right? It's a good service now that they have 2 games in there that people give a damn about. But what's good of a service if all it has is 3 generation old games? We didn't buy the X Series X and the X Series S to play 3 generation old games. We play those already. We beat those already. And I get it. It's good to have your library and stuff like that, but let's face it. You're saving face until the games come. That's the only reason that these dudes talked about Miles Morales being DLC. Let's face it. And the sad part about it is Xbox is the one that actually got the DLC. The Hive Busters, the 2-hour DLC. Black Frost, I see you, kid. So again, like Squid say, it's back to wait to E3, wait to Comic Con, wait to, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm tired of fucking waiting. Where the games at? Yeah, nobody. Yeah, less than 1% of the. I think less than 1.3% of the people actually played and beat Hive Busters. So a lot of people are talking about, oh, we got Gears. Yeah, but you're not playing it, so stop it. Yep, Jacob. PS4 destroyed. Yes, sir. All right, I'm gonna do some racing, man. I was just chopping it up with y'all, and trying to concentrate and stuff like that. But my man said he want to see some racing. J Dub want to see some damn racing, man. Let me do some racing. Do 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 do. Yeah, but and I try my best not to talk about Xbox. I know some guys get kind of pissed off and stuff like that. Oh, J Dub always talking about Xbox. He always talking about Xbox. Stop talking about Xbox, J Dub. Yeah, I hear it all the time. Then they gonna attack my YouTube channel, call me all kind of bastards. You son of a bitch. Yeah, I know it. But it's all good. They can hate because they got no games. But I just again, I just had to bring that up, man. I really didn't know. There was a lot of PlayStation dudes out there crying and complaining and whining, and I'm like, you guys complain about every state of the play that shows indies, and now you're saying Sony's fucking up because they're not worrying about indies, and I'm like, bro, make it make sense, player.
Try to take it easy for a couple of laps.
Make it make sense, player. In my Ferrari, I got a 599, just in case you guys didn't know. It's all black. Oh man, I crossed the white line before. My bad. They're gonna penalize me. Oh well. DRS engaged. I still got cold tires, so yeah, but again, as long as Herman Holtz, Jim Ryan, and all those guys keep providing the big blockbuster AAA experience, I could care less about what they do, you know. A lot of people talking about fire Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan should be fired. All because Jason Schreier released this goddamn paper, this white paper. Is that what we doing? Jim Ryan was the executive when they came out with that fucking God of War 3 trailer. I mean that teaser.
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the
He
MFD.
was
We monitor cars
he was the
temperature
man
and
when
surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend
when
to
they gave you
fluctuate faster,
Horizon
so
Forbidden
try
West
to keep the
trailer,
data open and get a feel
when
for
they
the
gave you
controller.
Kena trailer that you're looking forward to, you know? Like, come on, people. Focus on the games, not the man. Well, I don't like how Herman Holtz looks, so we need to get rid of him. Like, come on, man, that's goofy talk. Listen, the moment that motherfucker stop giving you games, boycott and ask for his head on the platter. Simple. But all that other goofy shit y'all doing, y'all can have it. I could care less. You know, I'm gonna be honest. My gaming experience from PlayStation hasn't changed since Yoshida was there. You know, I got my God of War, my The Last of Us 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Neo 2. You know, that's all I can ask for them folks, you know, is to give me the games that I want. You know, you got a next generation console for $399. You know, so at this point, like, what the fuck are gamers really whining about? Oh well, Sony needs a Game Pass. Like, I'm gonna be honest, man. A lot of PlayStation guys are too busy looking back to see that they've already won. There is a such thing as a sore winner, you know? Ready to turn my DRS on? think I explained to y'all a little bit earlier what DRS was.
Expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
And there's something called curse, kinetic energy. Basically, when you brake, out of all the braking and stuff like that, it helps regenerate the electric motor, where you can use it to pass other cars. Like if you're side by side with a car and you press that button, it'll give you some extra horsepower, some extra boost in speed to overtake. That's Formula One, baby. When y'all get a chance, go on Netflix, search, look for Formula One. It's called like outside something. I forgot, but I'm watching that series. I've been binge watching. Man, I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's looking into like the world of racing of Formula One. Best thing ever for a motorsports fan like myself, you know. If you're into Formula One or any kind of racing. Woo! Got squirrely on me. DRS engaged. Yeah, but listen, I have no problems with Jim Ryan or Herman Holtz. They're going to do what they do. As far as that putting games on PC and stuff, listen, that's those people company, man. I can't tell them how to run their company. All I can do is tell them, y'all better keep giving me the games that I want or I'm gone. These people did not become the #1 company in gaming. They did not make more revenue and more profit than Nintendo and Microsoft combined by listening to fucking gamers, right? Armchair gamers for business techniques and strategies, you know? So, let me see if I can use some curse to get by him. Nah. I'm gonna use some curse up here. I gotta get by him. Get by him. I used the curse, so I was able to overtake and get by him. I'm not racing him. This is just practice. But that just kind of show you, like, if you side by side with one of those cars, you can use that extra boost to bypass him. But think about it. All Sony got to do, drop some trailers, drop some release dates, you know, and everybody will shut up. That's typically what happened. It never fails. Like clockwork. I had to lift up there. That's all I'm like, man. Just give me my games and get out of my way. And listen, as a gamer, I do enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy those state of play games because in between those like big games, I like to take a break. Like those big um like open world games. After you done put 150 hours in, one of those games, man, you trust me. You don't want to get back into another big blockbuster open world game. At least I don't, right? So I'll play a game like I just beat Shing. What other game I just beat? I Platinum Astrobot. What's another small game? Like I play little light games because I don't want to get burnt out. I'm gonna tell you, last generation after I beat Red Dead, I did not want to play an open world game for a while. That game was so long and just exhausting. It was a good game. It was it was an okay game, but fuck, it takes all your time. Sometimes you want games that you can just jump in and jump out, or games that don't take you 100 hours to beat. Not every game has to fucking be like that.
If you hit the limiter line too fast, you'll pick up a penalty. Watch the on-screen prompts that show your target speed and distance to the limiter line. Is forecast in just over 10 minutes time.
In 10 minutes it's gonna rain, so I'm gonna have to pit and change my tires and get some gas. Forspoken, that was a good in that last state of play. I enjoyed that, That's a big blockbuster AAA game. Oh shit, I'm gonna have to get that fixed. I can't miss my pit this next time, else I'm gonna run out of gas. Oh man, I ran out of gas. Can y'all believe that? I gotta pit.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Hit engaged. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This, I think Ratchet and Clank is going to shed a lot of people up. A lot of people still, talking about that game. It's anticipated, it's going to release in less than a month and a half. So, we got Returnal. I think that's going to surprise some people.
Have set us back a little.
Yeah, they're repairing new tires, tire warmers. Let me see what y'all seeing in the chat. Listen, the console war been over, man. Let's face it. That shit been over. You got to think about back in the PS2 days, right? It sold 150 million copies, but that generation lasted like 11 or 12 years. Last gen lasted 7 years, right? From 2013 to 2020. So, and they were able to sell 120 something million. So, technically, they've surpassed the PS2. You know, if you think about it. But this generation, they're beating the PS4 already. So, that shit's crazy. Uh, Come on. I'm gonna use some of my curse to overtake. See, I'm on it. I'm on it. Woo! That was a good overtake there. That boy wasn't ready. I think like with that Jeff guy from what's that studio? From Sony Ben. Even after he gave that interview, I saw people say that, oh shit, it's raining. I gotta go change my tires. Oh, I'm gonna be slipping and sliding. Let me put my pit limiter on. I still have my slicks on. Yeah, I think a lot of people are still saying, well, what's his name? Jason Schreier was right with all of this stuff, and then you got, people that read the article and said, no, that just proved him wrong, and so people are still fighting about what's right or wrong or whatever, and who knows? The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. Let's just call it what it is. Do you care? No, you really don't. You really don't care. Okay, so we are going to retire from that session. I already ran a number one lap, qualifying lap. Yeah, I really don't care. I do not care if the stuff that's going on internal with Sony, man, that's those dudes. Long as you get the games that you want, that's all that matters. Same thing with Microsoft. I don't think about them. It's like, you know, when are the games gonna come? People are still waiting for Microsoft games, you know, for some next gen games and stuff like that. But other than that, I have no problem with Microsoft. You know, they cater to their fans. That's their fans want. Oh well, give it to them. A lot of guys, you know, we love Phil Spencer. All right, cool. If you like him, I love him. And another like part of me says that just gamers like would never be satisfied. Somebody's going to complain regardless. So, but Microsoft got a huge W with the MLB and with the Outriders. I can't take that from them. You know, if they keep doing stuff like that, then you know, the Game Pass will be great. But they can't just drop those two games and then be like, okay, that's it. That's all. You know, that's all, folks. That's it, folks. Qualify.
Good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
Number one. That's all, folks. You know, they gotta back that up with something else. They gotta every month or every 2 months they gotta come up with something else. That, you know, until their games are ready. Unfortunately, that's gonna be it's gonna be a while.
Let's have a quick.
It is going to be a while. You know, we won't be getting the Forza, we won't be getting the Fable, we won't be getting the Hellblade 2, we won't be getting, you know, a lot of these games because they're still early in development.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like.
I'm gonna let some of these cars go. Ooh. He overtook me. Great job. I'm using my curse to overtake him. There you go. I gotta take Albon, he's number 3.
Alright, let's focus now for the rest of the race.
Woo! Stay over there, puppy. We'll come over here. Man, I almost cried when Gran Turismo got delayed, man. That was supposed to be a launch game.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
A lot of people say that, oh, Sony's getting cocky, like they was back in the PS3 days, and I'm like, where? Like, they didn't tell you to go get a second job like they did back then. Passing Lewis Hamilton. Woo! Cursed him. First place. Get off. Get back on. Sony mess up in a lot of areas, but I think the most important area where it counts is like what I care about the most, and that's just the games. Like how they run their studios and stuff. Man, I could care less. That's not my company. I don't run. I don't run that company, and it really don't affect me. I'm just a consumer.
The fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Oh yeah, we got DRS enabled. They're allowing it now. We did a debate yesterday, and one of the questions on the debate has been like, which one has been better for their company, their prospective companies thus far? Was it Phil Spencer or Jim Ryan? And somebody said it was Phil, and another person says Jim Ryan. And they went to explain, well, Phil been head of his division now for going on like 7 years. And we still ain't got no games. You got Game Pass, which is a service, but you still ain't got no games. And the others said, well, even when Jim Ryan, before he became the head, he was in charge of making PlayStation. Not paying attention. Making PlayStation #1 in Europe. So that has to speak for something. Now he's head of PlayStation, launched a brand new console, and PlayStation is #1. I'm gonna be honest. I think not just Sony as a corporation, but PlayStation is as strong as it's ever been. They're dominating pretty much in every facet, right? Services, VR, you know, anime, you know, all that shit that I could care less about. But compared to what they used to be junk status, you know? And all of that is because of PlayStation. So, you know, you kind of can't argue with the results until a company's doing bad or until, you know, the game stop coming.
This is your final lap of the race.
I think they just, Phil and Jim Ryan, they have two totally different styles. And a lot of people, you know, it's like they hate Jim Ryan because he's allowing, you know, some games to go to PC and stuff like that. And shit's crazy, man. Excuse me. My whole take on that is you got the PS5, you got VR, you got the best games in the world, and more coming. You know, I don't know what else a requirement is needed. You know what I'm saying? From my standpoint, I could care less about all the other fluff. I don't care if that guy's Mother Teresa or if, you know, he do some other stuff. I could care less. I'm just here for the games. Maybe I'm just being selfish or whatever, but
You worked hard for that one. Congratulations.
big facts. Gaming is a selfish hobby. A1 Pony Class was good.
What a magnificent victory here at the Belgian Grand Prix.
Hey, Lay, I heard that. Jim Ross said that Jim Ryan is game savvy and a businessman, so he knows what he's doing. Facts.
There's being quick.
Until you know,
If you can do that, you can capitalize
he
on
stopped bringing in the games, and until he stopped, you know, doing all that stuff,
a long way up the
who
field.
cares? Let him do, you know. And see, the whole Kojima rumor, I thought all that was debunked already. You know how it is. Something comes on 4chan or Reddit or the GitHub, and dudes run with it. It's good, but, you know, listen, Kojima is an independent studio. You know, he's his independent man, you know. He can do whatever he wants. Last time I heard, Dead Standing was trash according to Xbox guys. Kojima was trash, and all of a sudden now they love him. Oh, we got Kojima. It's like, where?
Talents out on the track today. But Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well,
When
can't
did,
fool-
you know? When was that confirmed? I didn't know it was confirmed. Yeah, they call it a walking sim, a FedEx simulator. All of a sudden they celebrating. We got Kojima. Oh, by the way, what y'all think about Game Pass coming to the Nintendo Switch? What's up with that? What's up with Game Pass coming to the Switch? Yes, sir. They say Game Pass is coming to a Switch. Think about it. When that 4K Switch Pro comes out, it's going to have the power. So Phil said he wanted his games any and everywhere. But let's face it, you got games like the Medium running 900p. So I don't know. Maybe the Switch can hang. Oh, nah, the thing about it is the Switch gonna have that DLSS. You know, it has the NVIDIA chip. They're supposed to be using DLSS to get it, you know. So the resolution don't have to be high in order for it to look, you know, look good. Yeah, Nintendo is cheap. They are still using cartridges, you know. I don't know. They still don't have party chat or a proper online system, so I don't know. I don't think that's going to change either. But the screen is supposed to be OLED, and it's supposed to be able to do DLSS. And while docked, is supposed to be able to run games at 4K. That was a smooth overtake. You know, I just don't. When it comes to Xbox and what's their next step, I don't know. They need some games first. Before they'll reach 2 billion gamers, they need some games. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Anyway, man, I'm finna go ahead and get out of here. Thank y'all for rocking out with me. I just wanted to do this stream, talk a little bit about Jason Schreier and that Jeff dude. You know, and what that mean. You know, should Microsoft, should they say something? I mean, PlayStation, should they say something? Should Jim Ryan come out and say, man, this is absolutely false? Or should they, you know, just let it ride? Patient Fire, appreciate that. Dark Side, appreciate that. Thank all y'all, man, for coming to rock out with me. You know, I appreciate that. Hit that like and that thumbs up button, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to start putting some more consistent content here on my channel. So y'all keep rocking out with your boy, man. I'll see y'all on Twitter. Y'all know I do my thing. Anyway, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night, and we out of here. Peace.